Hey folks, thanks for joining us. This is Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal. Big guy right there.
Oh.
Tonight, it'll be the Golden State Warriors going up against the Raptors in Toronto.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
We have an intercom, and let's go.
Hey there, Kevin. Well, we all...
You know what? That humble approach goes a long way, David. Thank you. Brent, two stingy defenses tonight. Hard to see how either team is going to put up a lot of points.
These are the kind of games, Kevin, where sometimes you have an offensive breakout from a player that you and I, in doing the elaborate research we do,
yes,
all of a sudden comes up with a 19-point performance where we say out of nowhere, maybe because that defensive team wasn't prepared for that guy stepping up in a big way.
Exactly. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Warriors. The talented forward pair of Durant and Green at the 3 and the 4. The tremendous pair of Curry and Klay in the backcourt. And it's Cousins in at the center, locking down the middle.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Now Curry. On the wing, Thompson. Lock at 6. Kicks to Durant. It's Curry outside. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Well, KD, an awesome job there, just sharing the rock with his teammates.
Green passes to Ibaka. Knocked away. Valanciunas against Cousins. No good from Valanciunas. On the wing, Thompson. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Lowry with the ball. And Curry picks him up defensively. Lowry kicks to Leonard. Valanciunas sets a screen for Leonard. Shot off the screen. Buries the jump shot. Leonard's got his first points in this one.
And you know he's so good coming off the pick and roll, but what do you have to take away? There's so many ways Leonard can hurt you offensively.
Thompson outside. Green with a screen on Green. Green, the screen. Lowry against Curry. 5 to shoot. Over Lowry. That one wide left.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. They're not going to miss those all that often.
Valanciunas, good.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Now here's Curry. Feeds to Cousins. They kick it out to Green. And the Warriors miss again. Raptors with the lead.
When you watch Kyle Lowry play, you see how much bigger he is than his stats. There's so many little things on both ends of the floor. I mean, he's a great screen setter, takes charges, all the things that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, but are important when it comes to winning.
A terrific movement off of the dead ball situation and a great play to get the bucket.
It's stolen by Valanciunas. Lowry against Curry. And a missed layup. Warriors trailed by 4. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Thompson outside. Offensive rebound. Green. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Amazing to think about Draymond Green and the career arc he's had thus far. He really can guard any position on the floor. He can make plays. Really a unique talent.
The Warriors shooting their first free throws of the game.
And just last season, they were at about 82% from the free throw line. So those numbers are always going to be positive.
And the first one at the line is good.
When he keeps his emotions in check, Green is a fantastic leader on the court. He can run a little hot, but there's no doubting his drive, his willingness to do whatever it takes to win.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Golden State also making some changes. Andre Iguodala, he's checked in for Durant, and McCaw is subbed in for Thompson. And both free throws good for Green. Well, you remember the big trade last summer, the Raptors dealing DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and a protected first-round pick to the Spurs for Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green. Toronto guys hoping to make a big run this season, obviously.
And with the uncertainty for how long Kawhi sticks around, Toronto is all in this year. Not an easy trade to stomach, but with LeBron out of the East, they have to feel like this is their chance. This is a make-or-break season for the Raptors, to say the least.
From down in the low post, it goes.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
1:57 left to play in the first quarter. Green, the screen. Miles against Iguodala. Shot clock at 6. Puts up a 3. Here's Green, and the jumper from down low is good.
Well, Draymond doesn't just come down with the rebound. He goes right back up aggressively to score.
Van Vliet kicks to Siakam. Pass to Powell. Up off the screen, and the dunk by Powell.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
But that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
And so here is Golden State after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And the Raptors making a change here. Lights checked in. Golden State also making some changes. Jordan Bell comes in for Green, and it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Pass to Wright. Back to Powell. Down low, trying to find Wright. He's got it now. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
To the paint, here's Cousins. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And here is Powell. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing, the passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
And so it's the Toronto Raptors going into the break with a 10-point lead. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we'll... Taking his mark in Toronto, guard Kyle Lowry talked.
Vince Carter really changed the game of basketball.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Carter's exciting style of play, GA, really energized the whole country.
And playing basketball in a hockey town isn't easy, but Carter really helped get this city and country energized about the game of basketball.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And what do you guys think about the Raptors here so far in this one?
So far, they've been active scoring the basketball, built up a little lead here, and looking good.
Well, when you come out in the first quarter with that kind of offense, obviously the game plan is in full effect. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going.
And Golden State looking at who they've got. McCaw is out there with Livingston. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Bell. And it's Iguodala in at the 3 spot.
Just increasing their advantage. And right now, they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
Bell passes to McCaw. Bell with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Livingston, no luck. Raptors leading by 15. The big changes in defensive rules happened right in the middle of your playing days. How did people initially react to those?
Well, a lot of guys had 3 quick fouls, Kevin, because they're out hand checking and pushing guys around. And they say, what do you mean I can't do this anymore? I get paid to push guys around. But after a little while, obviously, guys stepping off and understanding positions on the floor where you could get away with more physical play than you can out in front with point guards, obviously, and having refs' eyes on them or down on the block.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. You know, as dominant as DeMarcus Cousins is, he has a tendency to get in his own way and take himself out of games.
Well, we talk so often about other players in the league taking the offseason to improve some of their weaknesses within their game. I feel like DeMarcus Cousins in the last 3 years has matured immensely and has been much more in control of his emotions and his approach and maybe finding a new home. There have been some strides in DeMarcus Cousins and his demeanor that I think he should be very proud of.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
The Warriors returning to San Francisco next season after 48 years in Oakland. That new arena in Mission Bay getting finished up, polished up, fresh paint. It's looking good there. Hopefully it'll be just as rocking as Oracle Arena has been for this many years.
The Raptors making a switch here. Green's checked in. And he can't hit the second. Brent, some wondered whether they'd change their name to the San Francisco Warriors, like before. They're going to stick with Golden State.
Yeah, too much history, I think, in Oakland. They don't want to do anything to disturb the fan base. This is the Bay Area's team, and you mentioned it. It does have a history, Kevin, starting off back in San Francisco in the 60s, and they've become a powerhouse. It seems even more fitting to claim the entire state, the Golden State Warriors.
Warriors trail by 15. Livingston kicks to Durant. Releases from 15, and yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
It's just lethal. Once Kevin Durant gets into that spot, he can rise up, and it's pretty much going to go in.
The pass to Leonard. 13 feet away. Kevin Durant with the rebound. Warriors have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Now here's Livingston. Passes it to Durant. Bell with a screen on Ibaka. Over Valanciunas. They grab their own miss. Livingston kicks to Iguodala. The screen from Thompson. Iguodala dishes to Durant. Pass to Livingston. Bell with a screen on Lowry. Tries again. That one's good, and the Raptor lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Livingston.
I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch, and then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
Here's Ibaka, and again it's Toronto converting.
And offensively, Ibaka's been spending more time out on the perimeter, but watching him work inside there, you realize that may still be his bread and butter.
And Bell kicks to Thompson. Over Green, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Ibaka, the pass to Green, over Durant, and there's Ibaka. That's good on the assist by Green. And the Raptors lead by 13. And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
You know, and Serge Ibaka, a player who kind of came into the league as a defensive stopper, shot blocker. You know, still has great length and can bother shots, but not the prolific shot blocker he once was, as the focus has become more on the offensive end.
Fred VanVleet is checked in for the Raptors. Then for the Warriors, Raymond Green comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. It's Durant on the wing. He kicks to Bell. Back to Durant. That shot is off. 80 that time from Leonard. And with Ibaka at one point would average almost 4 blocks a game.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard for any player to maintain a pace that high at this stage. Ibaka's done well to adjust, I think, his capabilities and make sure he can still have an impact on defense. The block numbers won't ever be as gaudy as they once were, but he is still causing problems for shooters.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kyle Lowry is a player who has worked his way to stardom. He says, I still feel like I can be better. I'm never satisfied. My team is good, but I think the best I can be is a champion. There is no other goal in basketball. Guys?
DA, that's how you truly create a legacy. Here's VanVleet. Kicks it to Leonard. Over Durant. And too long on the shot. Warriors trail by 13. The drive by Green. 80 that time from Leonard.
Ooh, the D did just enough to keep him from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
From downtown, the shot, no good. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Left side, Curry. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And the floor vision from Curry right there, setting up his teammates, sharing the ball.
Here's VanVleet. Pass to Leonard. Over Durant. Again, Leonard missing. And so it's the Toronto Raptors holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. The one goal they had coming into this game was to not let Curry beat them. And so far, their defense on Steph has been tremendous. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus at that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. It's Toronto with the advantage at the half. They lead by 11. Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
You got to like their offense efficiency. They were patient, took good shots. That was reflected in their high field goal percentage. They just need to keep playing smart in the second half and close this thing out. Don't get cute now.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Golden State?
Well, I think they could be way more physical than they have been in the first half. Their defense gave up way too many easy looks, and that kind of defense will turn to a loss any night.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
The evening commute has plenty of people on the move here tonight in Toronto, where we welcome you back to On 2K. Now, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. One of the stories here, Kyle Lowry getting it done today.
And you know he's going to come out aggressive, and you do what you can to slow him down, and thus far it hadn't worked because he's been amazing.
Even though we expect this kind of stuff from him night after night, it doesn't make it any less extraordinary to watch it in person.
Kyle Lowry and Danny Green are the guard tandem. Inside pairing is Ibaka and Valanciunas, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. That's Nick Nurse's 5 as we get into the second half.
One shot, find the lanes.
The WNBA, the top teams make the playoffs. We know that regardless of what conference. And the early results look good, Brent. Do you ever see that happening in the NBA?
I like the chatter about it. I like the consideration about it. I love the idea of the top 16 teams making the playoffs. But then I think to myself, well, if 12 of those 16 teams are in the Western Conference, then a lot of people are going to be watching something else come playoff time. So
travel just makes it prohibitive.
Not just the travel, Kevin, but the idea that you have these shifts. As we know, the Western Conference has dominated the NBA for at least the last decade, that there just wouldn't be much attention for the playoffs, at least throughout the country, if you did it that way.
Here's Lowry, and he makes good on the layup. Lowry's got 8.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Durant fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Brent, has there ever been a player who scores more easily with less effort than Kevin Durant?
Well, I know this, Kevin, that Kevin puts in a ton of work to make it look as easily as it does. There's just nobody that can match up with KD. And when he's playing like this, he gets out into the mid-range and starts to hit a few shots. Watching him be on fire for a night is a treat.
And Durant finally captured that elusive first championship in 17 and the finals MVP trophy to boot. An effortless scorer who has also made great strides defensively.
Ibaka, no luck. Warriors trail by 10. On the wing, Thompson, guarded by Green. And Thompson kicks to Curry. The pass to Green. Now Curry from outside the arc. It's rebounded by Leonard. Right side Lowry. Here's Ibaka. It's hauled in by Kevin Durant. Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Curry outside. Good on the 3-point shot. Curry's got it back down to within single digits for the Warriors.
A thing of beauty, Steph Curry's shot from distance, pure.
Toronto calls timeout. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for the Warriors. Patrick McCaw comes in for Klay Thompson. There's a screen. Here's Anunoby. It's good. Anunoby's got his first points in this one.
And really the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Screen by Cousins. Off the screen, Curry. Another miss by Curry.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
Foul for 3. They get a hand on it.
And you could see he knew exactly where that long rebound was coming off, able to get there quickly and snatch it up.
Well, I like to watch when DeMarcus Cousins outworks any defender. He finds ways to score. Even with the aggressive defense surrounding him, he'll find a gap.
Here's the screen. Now Powell. And Siakam has it in the corner. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. The Warriors' Steve Kerr, the fastest coach in major American sports history to 250 wins. Brent, he gave all the credit to his players. But you talk about what makes him special.
Well, I think Steve just really timed it right in terms of when it was he was going to approach the next phase of his life, waiting for his children to be in a good place, waiting for him mentally to be in a spot where he was going to take over a talented team and put his imprint on it. His experience in Phoenix in the front office, teaching him about what it takes to move players around and make trades. Just a proper approach and the proper timing for Steve to take over a basketball club, and then to bring all of what he learned from Greg Popovich and Phil Jackson to the table, along with a lot of his own. And I think Steve thought long and hard and prepared himself on a lot of levels about what the job was going to be for him. We've seen that play out rather nicely in the last few years.
Fred VanVleet is checked in for Powell. The Warriors also with a sub. Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Patrick McCall. Here's Siakam. And the shot no good, a bit short. Warriors trail by 3. And Green now, top of the key. That drops and it comes off the assist from Livingston. And that's now 10 points for Draymond Green. Toronto's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Here's Miles. And the Raptors miss again.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Livingston kicks to Curry. Cousins, the pass to Curry. Shot clock at 6. Screen by Cousins. Iguodala outside. For the lead, Cousins with the bucket. Cousins has got 4 this quarter.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Toronto calls timeout. One of the best NBA athletes of his era, Andre Iguodala, and still you could make the case, Brent, it's his intelligence that's his strongest attribute.
Most of the time, the comments from Steve Kerr or Ron Adams, the defensive guru on the coaching staff, talk about how Andre Iguodala is a coach on the floor. So he's been a great mentor for Klay Thompson and some of the younger players who are coming up and coming along with the Warriors, to talk to them about how he thinks, what he sees, and what he does. Big reason why the Warriors have won multiple titles.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Took him no time at all on that one. Curry's got 12.
Yeah, maybe the shot selection in the first half took him out of a rhythm, but in the second half, he's making everything.
Here's VanVleet, guarded by Curry. VanVleet kicks to Ibaka. Lets a floater go. Anunoby, no good.
Yeah, the defense timed that out perfectly. Love the aggressiveness, and then they changed the shot's direction.
And here is Curry. From deep three-point range, he got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we've reached the end of the third. Warriors lead by 4. And we'll be back right after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feet. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Thompson and Durant, the deadly shooting wing pair. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Bell, and it's Curry in at the 5. Durant against Green. Lets it go from 14. Toronto grabs the miss. Leonard's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Thompson. Van Vliet passes to Lowry. He kicks it to Leonard. Over Bell. Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Leonard.
Leonard did a good job to take a picture there, recognizing what was going on, read the defense, and then finds a soft spot in the mid-range.
Passes to Durant. Shoots over Leonard. Durant, that's good. Durant's got the lead up to 4 now for the Warriors. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Thompson. Screened by Ibaka. Van Vliet kicks to Ibaka. A three-pointer, no good. Warriors leading by 4. Lobbed up there for Durant. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Ooh, that play was nasty. Durant showing how aggressive he can really be.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. They get it again. And it's Green, missing. The Warriors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Curry dishes to Bell. Lays it up off the glass. And now it's an 8-point Warrior lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Toronto calls timeout. Steph Curry, Brent, is there any doubt in your mind that he is the greatest shooter in NBA history?
I don't think there's any doubt, but I like the fact that Steph Curry doesn't want to be a one-trick pony, and he isn't. He's trying to be better at making plays. He's trying to be better at making good decisions. He's trying to be better as a defender. And so all of these things for Steph Curry, he's not satisfied with the things that he's done so far in his career, which have all been elite.
Valanciunas, he's checked in for Fred Van Vliet. And Golden State also making a change. Green's checked in. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Toronto's head coach had some words for his team during the break. Told them, hey, stick with what's working. He said they're giving us all the room we need to get easy looks in the paint. Let's keep working the ball inside. Guys, back to you.
Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
And boy, when you see someone hurting like this, it's always scary.
Yeah, it reminds you of what's really important. Health, number one. Everything else comes after that.
McCaw, he's checked in for Golden State. There's a good screen. Here's Leonard, and that one off the back of the rim and in.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
Green passes to Thompson. He used that pick to get in close.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Ibaka with a screen on Durant. Ball's knocked loose. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
And really, he played mistake-free basketball up to that point. That's the only time he's turned it over so far.
Andre Iguodala is checked in for McCaw. Lowry against Iguodala. Green left side. Here's Cousins, and Cousins throws it down.
Draymond Green patient enough to know when his teammates are running around, at some point one's going to break open, then he finds him.
Here's Leonard. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. 9 points for Leonard.
You know what? The switch has flipped, and he's in that proverbial zone right now, knocking down 3 of 4 here in the fourth.
Green kicks to Iguodala. Up top, Cousins. Pass to Green. 6 on the shot clock. Green, the screen. Here's Iguodala. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. And the Warriors lead by 10.
Got to watch Iguodala down there, slipping around and capable of finishing in that spot.
Leonard. Kevin Durant with the rebound. Durant's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Green dishes to Iguodala. Cousins against Valanciunas, and that one's good. Cousins.
I think this is where Cousins operates best. Comfortable using his size and comfortable in the painted area.
Baseline jumper hits the front of the rim and out. And it's the Warriors' ball. They're on a 16-6 run. From 18 feet away, here's Green, and it's blocked by Ibaka.
The size, the timing of Ibaka, tailor-made for protecting the rim.
Toronto calls timeout. They're trailing by 14. A minute 20 left in the game. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Draymond Green.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
On the road, in a tough atmosphere, he's taken on the role of star tonight. If one of their other players came up short, he picked up the slack to make sure they'll be walking out of here with a win. And there's the 3-second violation.
Trying to cut into this lead, bad time for a miscue.
Yeah, they may have some ants in the pants right here. You just have to take what the defense gives you.
Warriors leading by 14.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Warriors.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Draymond Green.
I liked his aggressiveness here tonight, especially on the glass. He was not messing around.
Green against Thompson. Valanciunas sets a screen for Green. In the corner, Ibaka with it. But they get it back. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Livingston with it. We see the Warriors taking the game here. This was a very strong showing for them, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an out.